Good evening, race fans. Welcome to CRN's live coverage of the Hold Your Brakes Academy presented by PinUpsForVets.com. We are here at the Rickingham Speedway. We'll play host tonight. 100 laps on at tap for these truckers, and we'll see who can survive the rock. It is bumpy, it is rough out there, and you definitely need to make sure you get your angles correct. Certainly through the exit of turn number 2, you need to be making sure you're angled down, or at least you're down low in the corner, because that backstretch wall will come up and bite you very, very quickly. Carl Hammer joined the booth by Jimmy Cover. Jimmy, this is it's not exactly a cookie cutter 1 mile tri-oval here at the Rock.
No, it's not a cookie cutter track for sure. Very bumpy, and a lot of wrecks can happen here. But the big thing here for tonight is obviously the league has changed this to Tracy Strong 100. So they'll be out here for 100 laps supporting Tracy on her getting better. So, but right now we'll go ahead and you're gonna have to excuse SDK as it's either has an update or there's some changes going on. But anyways, hopefully everything works good tonight here for us. Tom Lanier is gonna grab the pole here tonight with that number 99 with Matt Ulmer on the outside. Jeremy Gill on the number 4 with Joshua King on row number 2. Row number 3, Robert Altman and Aaron Genske. Row number 4, David Shipley and Jeremiah Grau. Row number 5 has Robert White and Ronald Cook. Then row number 6, Shane King with Dalton Smith. Row number 7, Chris Sargent and Rachel Sullivan. Anthony Strickland, Carl Fitz on row number 8. Row number 9 consisting of Rob Higgs and James Smith back to the field here. And row number 10 going to be David Chapman and David Riddle. Timothy Presley and Matt Bryant will make up row number 11, the back of the pack. Yeah, so 22 trucks out here tonight, Rock. Let's get this thing done. Hopefully they get a little better week this week. They only have to turn left tonight, Carl, but with some bumps in there, so maybe it'll be interesting for them out here.
Yeah, just heads up, Jimmy, and heads up to everybody out there. If SDK has any issues, I'm having issues on my side. It won't even come up on my side. Jimmy has it up there. Hopefully it stays up there, because I'm seeing in the SDK Discord that some members are losing it and getting the error message I'm getting mid-broadcast. So hopefully it stays up there, but it sounds like SDK having some major issues here tonight. But hopefully these drivers don't have any issues. Again, 100 laps here at the Rock, and pace car is off. It's time to get this thing underway as we are racing here at the Rock.
Yeah, the Rock, way to go. It's, Tom Lanier heads down in turn number 1, got that low side working, and get the tires work up. See somebody loose in the back, right behind Dalton King, but they do get it collected, and we stay green as everybody stays going forward. I know a lot of drivers are trying to, get around here tonight at a good clip, and just need to be patient. Let them tires come in and work them bumps. That the bumps can really throw off the weight transfer going through the corners and can cause issues. And I think that's where some people kind of forget or don't realize when they hit them. So a little bit too wide going up there is get off the wall, chase them down to the infield, but keep it straight here, right there in front of number 24 and 14 of Rob Higgs as they're battling side by side. Right back there for number 14, 15, and 16. But up front is Tom Lanier in P number 1, and Matt Ulmer hold on to number 2 with the 4 of Jeremy Gill. Getting around the 23.
Yeah, some good battling all through the field. The 17 stuck into the wall in turn number 3, but just flat up against the wall. So we're going to keep this thing green, as looks like gonna duck down into the pits here. But for the most part, this field is spread out, and this doesn't surprise me here. I'm glad they got it green here for a little bit to get it spread out, because this is a driver's track. You have to know what you're doing here 100% of the time, because this track will eat you up, and taking the right line is absolutely vital here tonight. But I do want to give a little bit more detail into the Tracy Strong 100 here. A little backstory is that Tracy is Ronald Cook's mom, and was in need of a lung transplant, unfortunately. But fortunately, She has had a successful transplant as of 9 p.m. on Sunday night and is now on the road to recovery. So thoughts and prayers from the CRN family out to the Cooks, and hopefully everything works out well. And it's awesome to be able to put this race on and have the platform that we have here. But there's some real life things going on in the world, and the fact that we can get out here and maybe forget about problems for a little bit is nice. But it's also good to kind of recognize those things that are going on in the background as well.
Yeah, I mean, everybody usually for leagues, they become like a big family. So try to support each other through the good times, the bad times, and try to make things just a little bit easier by just letting the people know that we care out there. So we got some care going on here on the track, as well as the field starting to stretch out. Tom Lanier is still out front. Jeremy Gill in P number 2, back about a second, and then Matt Ulmer was able to collect it there and able to get going the way out as well. I see the 17 of Joshua Viper King out there. Got that truck rolling now. Looks a lot better not in the fence. So the number 17 has some work to do tonight. But, I mean, if a caution comes out, he'll be right back in the midst of things. Just got to kind of hang on. Is a couple laps down. So, if you can get up to the front and get around them leaders and get one back the hard way. But and then hopefully catch a caution. But off cycle, a couple laps down. 17's got work to do tonight.
I was able to get SDK back up and working. It looks like there was an error on their side because somebody else had the same issue and they got theirs corrected. But now we will both have the pleasure of SDK, as we have Tom Lanier leading the way, Jeremy Gill in second, Matt Ulmer, Aaron Genske, Jeremiah Grau for your top 5. Then we have Davis Shively, Dalton Smith, Robert White, Shane King, and Chris Sargent for your top 10.
Good start to the race here tonight. Knock on some wood. And Carl, we've seen this in the past. Sometimes you go to a little harder track and it brings out a little bit better driving. And I don't know if it's because drivers are able to kind of spread out a little bit depending on their skill level for that track, but you can just see how bumpy it is here with the camera just kind of bouncing up and down. And we're on board here with Matt Bryan at the moment, looking back here at NP number 15, looking like on the 16th with David Chapman in there in the 88. Biggest winner of the race so far, though, is we got a few. Well, actually, we'll just go with Dalton Smith. He's up there in heat number 7 at the moment, so trying to work his way forward up 5 spots. Other person up 5 spots is the number 14 of Rob Higgs, making his way through the field as well, following Anthony Strickland. Number 24, Quicker State Machine, got a little bit of speed here tonight, trying to find his way around, breaking the top 10 at the moment. Just want to give a huge shout out to all the viewers out there that are watching. See Michael Riggs and Barry as well, and anybody else that's out there watching. Appreciate showing up here. Again, shout out to the sponsors that sponsor us each and every week. And if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe here for CRN. There's plenty of racing throughout the week as we cover many different leagues. And yeah, tonight's the night for Hold Your Brakes Academy at The Rock.
Yeah, just give a rundown of those sponsors. Obviously, PinosForVets.com, the main sponsor here for the series, but also Meats and Sweets, Mid-Tier Racing, Backbone Candle Company, and SM Racing Products. And thanks to everything that they do here. But yeah, as Jimmy mentioned, hit that like, subscribe, get you in touch with everything that CRN has to offer here. As we get a good start here to the race, already 16 laps in the books here, but we still got plenty of racing yet. Gonna have a few pit stops for sure, but I mean, these drivers doing a fantastic job keeping it off the walls, especially out of turn number 2. I can't stress enough how difficult just coming off of turn number 2 is here at The Rock. I mean, coming out of 4, not really that bad. I mean, it's going to maybe push up there a little bit, but compared to turn number 2, it's almost like you're going from 30 degrees of banking down to nothing, and the 66.
Nice
Great
save.
save. Very nice save there by the 66 of Chris Sargent. He's just going to lose a couple positions in the battle right there. But Tom Lanier tried to set sail at the front, 2 seconds in front.
99 got a fast truck here tonight, getting around here. Maybe Linear has something for the night to kind of get this thing finished. We're at lap 18 already of 100. And it's been all the 99 here. So it's starting to come up with some lap traffic or some trucks that maybe has some issues early on. 12 being a little slowed down at their bottom, trying to stay out of the way. And work his way around here, get some experience out here. Aaron Genske at 115, up a couple spots, trying to work his way up through as well. Trying to get another great finish. Obviously, we're pretty early on here in the series, so see if we can find the point standings for these fellers.
Yeah, it's Jeremiah Grau leading the point standings by 40. Yeah, there's quick math here. 47 points in front of Aaron Genske, Timothy Presley, Rob Higgs, and Robert Altman for your top 5 so far through the 6th race of the season. But that also means that this is race 7 already. So we're already pretty much halfway through the season of this 15-race season. Next week out, going to be a little bit of a fun. No points on the line, as it's going to be the All-Star race at North Wilkesboro next week. And then in 2 weeks' time, on May 11th, is when we'll be back in points racing action at Talladega Super Speedway. So last chance before the kind of the mid-season break here for these drivers to get some points. And right now, 99 out front, looking to try and tack on another win. He's already got 1 win on the season, but he's buried down there in the points after just kind of having an up and down type of season. Only racing 5 races, but one of them being a win here. Timothy Presley's got 2 wins. Aaron Genske and Rob Higgs both have 1, as well as Josh King, but King having some issues early on in this race. He's back there. Looks like Timothy Presley maybe didn't take the green flag here tonight. Matt Ulmer with a meatball, and he is looks like he's in he is in pit lane right now. Might be done for the night. But out front, Tom Lanier leads it by now 2.8 seconds to Jeremy Gill, who's got about 2 seconds in front of him as we Carlos sideways at 12, was able to collect it back up there as David Riddle definitely learning everything that The Rock wants to throw at you here tonight. Unfortunately, he's got to be having fun. I mean, it's scary. Even when you're hanging on for dear life, it can still be fun.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Dave's out there trying to learn and get a little better as he can, learning from the other drivers around him here, as Hold Your Brakes Academy is more geared towards learning and getting out there and having fun and practicing your racecraft and trying to get around these tracks and figure out how these things work. And you have to start somewhere, and there's no better place than do it with the same guys each and every week. One, they know how you drive. They can see you progress. And there's times that, you don't think you're really getting anywhere, right? So you're racing the same people. Maybe you're finishing in the same spot. Maybe you're in at the end, or you're in the middle at most. But then all of a sudden you're like, get this brave notion to go brave the public and the officials, and you find yourself doing a lot better than you think you would, and find yourself, maybe running. Maybe you were at the back of the pack, now you're in the middle of the pack, and maybe you're a middle of the pack driver, and now you're running up front. So the opportunities come as you learn and get used to how these cars handle. It's also, learning your equipment, what the truck feels like in certain situations. But the 12 out there trying to get around here tonight, just get some laps logged in here. For number 12 of David Riddle. He's actually up 1 spot from his qualifying, as a few drivers have parked it. So, there is benefit. Somebody got off the wall there.
Yeah, not sure how they survived that one, as that was the leader. But no, he's got some cars down on the inside of the backstretch, but looks like the caution not going to come out, I believe.
Let's see what happened here.
Rachel Sullivan into the outside wall, comes down and hits the 97 there of Dalton Smith. Smith hard impact to the inside wall. And then Rachel Sullivan comes in and tags him once again. But no caution, as the green flag is going to stay out here. And That's what we like to see, and it's not surprising. Rockingham is kind of one of those tracks where a little bit self-cleaning on the backstretch, because a lot of the times, the drivers kind of fall their way down to that inside the wall on the backstretch, and iRacing won't throw caution, as you've seen right there. But yeah, just an update on some of the drivers. Again, Timothy Presley looks like did not take the start here tonight. So he is going to be registered in 22nd in the number 22. Matt Ulmer was in the race, but iRacing said no more until you get your connection fixed, because he got thrown into the pits by iRacing and ended up getting disconnected. He's trying to get back in here, but connection issues tonight for the 23, which is why he's back there in 21st position. And then you got Dalton Smith, Rachel Sullivan back there involved in this last incident, 19th and 20th. And 18th is Joshua King. He was the one that was up against the wall and kind of had to limp it back around and fell to the back of the pack, but he's still in it and actually just making the pass right now on the 12 of Riddle, but unfortunately is down a lap and a half the way it looks here, because Tom Lanier putting on a frantic pace here tonight. 3.5 second lead right now over Jeremy Gill, Jeremiah Grau, Shane King, David Shively, your top 5, Aaron Genske, Rob Higgs Jr., Robert White, Ronald Cook, and David Chapman Jr. for your top 10.
A great run they got going here is on lap number 33, and now comes the question, how long can they go? And is it a 2-stop race? Is it a 1-stop race? As a few drivers have come down. See Chris Surgeon in, Dave Riddle, Rachel Sullivan all coming in the pits here. But how long can the 99 stay out and keep this pace? Obviously some other drivers out there trying to get some good run in here as well. Try to stretch it out. Maybe at least only have to make one more pit stop for the evening after the one that's coming up. See a little damage there at the front end of the 94. Maybe getting in the back of somebody. 41 going up high up against the wall. Just overdriving a little corner just a little bit, but what a daring move there by the 41 coming from the high side to pit lane.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you're well aware of your surroundings, okay? I don't recommend it. But, that's one way to do it here for sure. But, I mean, Jimmy, we're already a third of the way through this race. Looks like maybe a 2 pit stop race here for the boys and girls here of Hold Your Brakes Academy. Tonight at the Rock, and should be seeing quite a few of the drivers come in if that is the case. I'm sure they don't want to run too many more laps if they don't have to, but you also got the situation of, do you think that there's going to be some cautions during the pit stops? And if you do, then you want to stay out as long as possible. But you see now the 4 in the pits, the 48 getting in there a little bit harder and a little bit more aggressive, which is definitely going to pay dividends on the track, as he gained quite a bit of time right there on Jeremy Gill, who's trying to be a little bit more cautious coming in. You also have David Shively, Aaron Genske, Robert White, Ronald Cook, Robert Altman, Carl Fritz all in the pits as well. Now here comes your leader, Tom Lanier, into pit lane. We'll see if Shane King is going to decide to stay out one more lap. He is going to try and get at least a lap led here as a 60 will cross the line. And that's kind of another thing, as a 60 sends it in there in turn number 1. A little little bump there with the 12, but everybody saves it and keeps it clean here for the most part. The start finish line here at the Rock, it's kind of I know it's a tri-oval, but it's a funky looking tri-oval, and you look at the overhead, and it kind of reminds you of Phoenix a little bit, how Phoenix is a tri-oval, but it's just a little funky design.
Yeah, like turn number 4 never stops until after the start finish line, and then you get this really small little short,
little short shoot
to turn number 1. So I mean, it's just one big long corner. So it's tricky. And as these drivers come in, that's great to see green flag pit stops here tonight. I always say that's a check in the box for the drivers tonight to reaching that goal for me anyways. It's we know hard racing, it goes a long way, and each and every week the league owners, they emphasize on making sure that good race practices, so they can you can get out there and you can race and you can run a good one. And you get a little too aggressive, you don't give people room, you don't lift a little bit, you can find yourself in an incident here pretty quickly at the Rock. But we're gonna go Gonna take a quick, love to hear it since we've gotten the pit stops out of the way. And that was a little bit of love to hear as they continue to run green flag, racing around here around the rock. Tom Lanier is still your leader with Jeremy Gill in P number 2. It's maintaining the same. Jerry Growl has made his way up to P number 3, trying to chase down at number 4 of Jeremy Gill. David Shively's hanging out in P number 4. And Shane King in the 60 is in 5th. Aaron Genske is holding on to 6th place from where he started. Ronald Cook has worked his way up into P number 7. So number 31 moving up a few spots. Robert White in 8th, and David Chapman, your biggest move of the race so far, and that number 88 up to P number 9, up 10 spots. James Smith's in 10th. Chris Sargent, after a little incident earlier, has found himself back in 11th. Anthony Strickland up a few spots in 12th. Robert Altman has dropped a little bit in the Turtles machine, but has no damage on that car at the moment. Rob Higgs is in 14th and in the 14, and then Joshua King has made it up to P number 15. A lot of cars going laps down here as we've been running green flag. Tom Lanier's got the track dialed in here tonight as he roams around here getting this thing done for Tracy, trying to win one here for the season.
Yeah, I think that's really the big question right now, over halfway through the race. Is anything going to slow down Tom Lanier? I think the only thing that may slow him down is a caution if one more to come out, because he's clearly got that 99 hooked up here tonight. Still got another round of pit stops that got to come up, and they should be coming up here within the next 5 to 10 laps here. And it looks like Dalton Smith has a penalty here that's got to be served for the 97. But other than that, I mean, we still got 11, or well, not still, but we only have 11 cars on the lead lap right now, as the pace here for Tom Lanier has been very good here tonight. But it looks like I see the 4. Is the 4 blinking out, or is he actually in the pits? Oh, it was a 60, gets into the 85. That was heavy impact right there, but everybody keeps it straight. Everybody keeps it going here, and that's what we've seen. We've seen it a couple times here where trucks have got up into the wall and gotten into some sticky situations, but everybody survived up to this point. So good job by these drivers here so far, and hopefully they keep this thing going here. And I'm sure Tom Lanier will like that as 24 scoots up there, gets a little closer to the 60, fishtailing a little bit going into the corner, but so far, so good, as we are now 64 laps into this race. Tom Lanier leads it by 7 seconds over Jeremy Gill, Jeremiah Grau, David Shively, Shane King for the top 5. Then you got Genske, Cook, White, Chapman, and Smith for your top 10.
And, Tom's got to navigate traffic, and you can see everybody's pretty spread out, and he's got a really good pace going. I just kind of give you he's running 25 3s at the moment. And the fastest behind him, actually, Jeremy Gill just ran a 25-2, so I gained a little bit of time on him that last lap. But, not caution, but we're in the window, Carl. We're at lap number 66, and we know the drivers can go at least that far to the end here as they cross the line to start lap number 67 here at the Rock. So, great showing here for the truck drivers at Hold Your Brakes Academy, and you wouldn't be able to tell, but these are some of the newer drivers on the service, still learning their way, as we've seen some drivers really manhandling these trucks here tonight, trying to keep it underneath them. Just a really good battle here between the 60 and the 65, just battle, or 85, excuse me. Going back and forth. The 60 almost had a run there that time by, but backed out just a little bit, as we've seen the 60, the tail end get real loose a few times. So I'm sure those tires are about had there on the 60 here tonight for this run here. But we're coming down to 30 laps. Who's going to be the short pitter and try to get the edge here over maybe Tom Lanier? I would say maybe somebody like Tom Lanier or Jeremy Gill, maybe pulling an early pit stop, maybe try a short pit here, as we've been green for the most time. Getting a lot of blinking there from Jeremy, though, so unfortunately can't watch him too long. David Shively would be another good one there to possibly come in a little bit early, try to maybe move up just a little bit, take advantage of some newer tires earlier. Obviously end up going a lap down, so you've got to be careful. I know a lot of drivers that are out there You know, that are one lap down. They're probably gonna want to stay. It does look like Robert White has a black flag, so probably speeding into the pits. So that's gonna be a hold.
I was gonna say, yeah, he already made a pit stop, so it's got to be something on the way in. Now he misses his pit stall as well, just to add a little insult to injury. It looks like the 115 Agenski into the pits as well. He's going to get 4 tires and head back out there on the track. Still waiting for some of our leaders to come into the pits. And wouldn't be surprised if Jeremy Gill tries to short pit this a little bit to gain a little bit of time, but he's also got to keep an eye on that 48 of Jeremiah Grau, who is not exactly going away. I know it's a 2-second lead now, it's 2-second buffer, but all it takes is, you know, 1 or 2 lap cars kind of holding you up a little bit. And all of a sudden, that becomes a race and a battle for second place. And definitely got to give it to the 17 of Joshua King. We mentioned early on, I want to say probably within the first 5 laps is when he had that issue where he was kind of stuck up there on the outside wall. Got it off of there, fell all the way to the back of the pack, I think all the way back to 20th. He's got that 17 rolling pretty good right now, up to 12th place. So good comeback here for the driver of the 17, but it still has a chance to get himself up there into the top 10. Some drivers coming into the pits. Looks like Sargent, Altman, White, and Fitz currently in pit lane right now, but we still need to see the top 12 make their final pit stop.
Yeah, a lot of drivers still need to come in, make that final pit stop, and I'm sure nobody wants to give it inch here, trying to stay out there. And I think that plays in the likings of Tom Lanier, as he knows somebody's not trying to short pit him. And if they are, you know, it's coming down to where he's going to have to come in soon here as well. So, but you know, as long as, you know, the fuel remaining, you know, is basically about the same time as a four tire pit stop, you probably do really good. But I'm sure it'll be the likes of somebody maybe to kind of free up that truck here, and depending on how their tires were in that the left side tires were on their first pit stop, they might take a 2-tire stop. You never know. Get a little blink in there from Lanier. We'll switch off of him, and we'll watch Jeremy Gill for a second before he blinks out, as he's in that second place. But yeah, the 48 not too far behind, and you can see some of the slower cars that came in for their pit stops working their way around. Jeremy Gill is in, the 48 is in. Looks like the 48 has made up some great ground on that entry, slowing up just before he got to the tailgate of Jeremy Gill, and you know, closed a lot of distance there, you know, coming into the pits. So that's going to be a good one for the number 48. But Tom Lanier is also in. He's getting service done to that truck. Looks like they changed something. It looks like the rear end comes up on these things when they're changing tires on both sides, or almost like one at a time. But it's definitely different.
Yeah, they do rights and then lefts, correct? They don't do like fronts and backs. This isn't some kind of sports car or anything like that. It does kind of look funny at times, but yeah, it is the start of the final pit stops here. We still have David Chapman, James Smith yet to come into the pits, as is Rob Higgs Jr. has not exactly had a Rob Higgs kind of night in the 14 here, just maybe not feeling it here tonight, maybe had some issues that we didn't notice, but he's up there battling with the 88, who is your leader right now, but now Higgs is going to peel off and head into pit lane and make his final pit stop. But yeah, I mean, we've seen it twice now that Jeremiah Grau has made up a ton of time entering pit lane, as Jeremy Gill just being a little bit more cautious getting in there, Grau gaining some time in there, and it's down to about a second in between Gill and Grau, but it's 9 seconds in between Tom Lanier and Jeremy Gill, as he's really put a stopping to the field here tonight, as now Smith and Chapman will head down to pit road.
You can even see right there the number 60 of Shane King in 9th spot, getting in danger of going a lap down. There's 9 cars on the lead lap, and I see Lanier blinking out a little bit, and yeah, that is not his flashers. That is his truck disappearing from the track. Yeah, but just putting work in on the field here tonight. Smith and Chapman are in, and big incident at the pits. As it looks like the 69 had some major blocking the pit lane entry there. And we'll go ahead. I'm gonna just pause this real quick. I'm gonna take this back to old schoolway here and show you what happened to the 69. Is some massive damage there for the 69 coming in pits, and this is what coming in the pits comes. It looks like a little bit too hot here. Got to slow down for everybody to kind of see as this happens, but no caution flag happened here, and just kind of overshoots, gets on them brakes to try to slow down.
A little bit hot. Oh, that's massive right there. And luckily for Robert White and everybody else out there, especially for Tom Lanier, it stays green. And he can continue his dominance as we get you back live here. As the lead now 9.5 seconds for Tom Lanier. He's got most of the field lapped at this point. It's pretty crazy the performance that he's put on here tonight. The second and final round of pit stops, all but done and dusted. Joshua King has got to make his pit stop yet. He's the only one that's still got to come into the pits. We'll see where he shuffles back out to. He's currently in 7th. He would love a caution here to try and get himself really back up into this mix and maybe have a chance at this thing, as he is currently, I believe, on the lead lap, or just off the lead lap right now. He would be the lucky dog right now. So you'd love to see him a caution, but it's been lean and green here tonight. It's definitely been a breath of fresh air here for the series. I know they've hit a little rough patch as of late, as has everybody, but maybe, Jimmy, maybe we're getting close to the end of April. We can finally get rid of this month and move on to May, and maybe some better green flag racing in May.
Yeah, April Fool's ended like 26 days ago, so you don't have to joke us that you guys can't drive. We know you can. So but it's great to see the drivers having a good night here tonight, and one for the fans out there in support of
did Punxsutawney Phil say it's 6 more weeks of yellow flags? I mean, is that what he said?
Something. I
mean,
mean,
another reason he's got to get taken out. I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
I mean, Punxsutawney Phil is from PA, so he is a little crazy.
Easy, right? Easy. That's the other side of the state. That's different.
That's the other side of the state. I don't know how many times growing up watching, to see if that dang groundhog, beat his shadow or not, and whether we were going to get some more bad weather for the year. But yeah, I regress from Pennsylvania weather, as it's changes like no other. And like I said, my wife went up there recently, and almost a month ago now, and we're down here wearing shorts, and then up there looking for flannels for sale because, we don't have, a ton of cold weather down in Florida. So like our cold weather gear is not as abundant as it used to be throughout the years. I've lived in Virginia, and I lived in Rhode Island for a short spell, so for 3 years, and you get snow and cold, and you get boots and sleds, and when it's kind of funny when it snowed here last year in Florida, where I'm at, and we had about 6 to 8 inches of snow, and which is a lot, and it basically shut everything down because there's no plows down here. And we were one of the houses that had sleds because I had them tucked away up in the attic, because you never get rid of a good plastic sled. They always do wonders out there. But we're on a burner here right now. Jeremiah Grau up into P number 3, up 5 spots, and kind of showing why he's your points leader. Just a good consistent run here. Biggest mover of the race, though, is David Chapman. As you see, the 97 up against the wall there just a little bit, but you can hear Dave Chapman letting up just a little bit, seeing that the 97 was having a little bit of problem, and make sure that his truck didn't get out to the fence, and so doing a great job here. That's kind of what you want to see from drivers. Heads up. When you get to this point of the race, there's kind of no sense of pushing too hard unless you're really close to some individuals. We do have some good racing, though, right here for P number 4. You got David Shively, Aaron Genske. Aaron Genske up in the wall, and Shane King is going to work around him as well. So that was close, as he almost bounced off into the wall to Shane King. But Shane King's going to get by, moving Shane back up into P number 5. Tom Lanier right there, but he is leaps and bounds in front of everybody. Jeremy Gill back there in Pete number 2, back 10 seconds. Jeremiah Grau not too far behind Jeremy. Just about a little over half a second. But you got another battle back here for 9th and 10th as well, with Smith and Chris Sargent, which is a good comeback there for Chris, getting back in the top 10.
We'll see how this thing plays out. We got a battle for second place. As what happened to Tom Lanier? Is he blinked out? Or is that him on the bottom of the track? That is your leader right there.
Crash.
No more. He is in now 3rd place. So let's take a look and see what happened here to the 99. Was cruising here to a victory and slowing down to go into pits.
He run out of gas?
Well, he missed pit lane regardless of what happened there. So I'm not sure what happened here to Lanier, but stopped on the track and maybe giving everybody else a chance at the victory here tonight. Or maybe he did just that right there. Maybe he lost connection, pulled it down to the bottom because he didn't know where anything was. And unfortunately, he's now down into 3rd. Jeremy Gill is your leader right now by a half a second over Jeremiah Grau. The battle that we had for 2nd is now a battle for the win.
Yeah, about almost, that half a second. So Jeremiah Grau trying to catch, got 5 laps to go. So moving up and down, trying to make a move, trying to see which way the 41 was going to go. 41 does come back over the track, but keeps it going forward. That loses the momentum that the 48 had, and any chance that he would be able to track down Jeremy Gill. So that's going to go away, but you got to watch out. Tom Lanier is coming back up there. He's back 6 seconds. I don't know if he's going to get back up into the 2nd place or not, but that connection or whatever happened to Tom Lanier cost him the race, unfortunately, as he dominated, pretty much lapping everybody. But I mean, you got to give it to Jeremy Gill, kind of sticking right there, not giving up, just running his race, and probably was satisfied with a P number 2, and then Jeremiah Grau, being able to get around and save what was almost a very close late race incident. We're down to 3 laps to go. Jeremy Gill is your leader with the 6 of Jeremiah Grau. The 48 Jeremiah Grau in Pete number 2. Tom Lanier's back in 3rd. Shane King up in 4th. David Shibley for your top 5.
Heading back to the front stretch, and we're going to have 2 laps to go here for Jeremy Gill, as he is your leader by 2.5 seconds. That little mix-up between the 41 and the 48 has cost Grau dearly, and it is now a point where he's maybe got to okay, I thought that was Grau up in front there getting in the wall, but it wasn't. I was going to say maybe he has to worry about hanging on to 2nd, but the white flag is in the air. 1 more lap to go for Jeremy Gill, and he can claim victory here tonight as long as he doesn't blink out and destroy his race as well. Coming down the backstretch into 3 and 4. We'll try and keep him on screen, but if he goes off the screen, that's on him. That's not on us. Out of turn number 4. The 4 is going to be the top spot here tonight. Jeremy Gill takes the win here at the Rock as the field goes green to checkered here tonight. Jeremiah Grau, probably a disappointing 2nd place after everything is said and done. As much as you hate to say that, but I mean, he may have had a chance at the win here tonight via the gift of Tom Lanier. Whatever happened to him, we'll try and find out in our interviews. As Jimmy will tag all 3 of the top 3 drivers here to get their interviews in here. But Shane King, good job, as he definitely was wrestling that truck here tonight and brings it home into 4th place here tonight. David Shively was one of the drivers he was battling with for a lot of the race. He ended up coming home in 5th. Aaron Genske, Ronald Cook, David Chapman, James Smith, Chris Sargent for your top 10. Anthony Strickland, Rob Higgs, Robert Altman, Joshua King, Matt Bryant for your top 15. Then Carl Fitz, David Riddle, Rachel Sullivan, Dalton Smith, Robert White, and Matt Ulmer are the 21 trucks that took the green here tonight. I want to thank everyone out there in CRN Nation. If you haven't done so yet, hit that thumbs up and hit that subscribe to get you in touch with everything that we have to offer here, as we got a lot more racing left in the week. Tomorrow night we got the Core O'Reilly Series. We got the CSRL Multi-Class Series on Wednesday night. on Thursday, we have the doubleheader with VVR and the Core GT Series. So race week just got started for us. We got plenty more to go here as some drivers maybe showing their displeasure here towards each other. But either way, we'll give them some time to show their pleasure here once we get them into the interview room here and talk to our top three. But all in all, Jimmy, gotta say, fantastic job. Green to checkered, doesn't get any better.
It's what the drivers love to do here. They're going to do a backwards lap here as we go down the rest of the field here. Put it up on the screen for you here to show you where your favorite driver might have finished here tonight at this fantastic finish and overall race here altogether. It's going to be Jeremy Gill with your win here over Jeremiah Grau and Tom Lanier for your top three. And then you have Shane King, David Shively, Aaron Gansky, Ronald Cook, David Chapman, James Smith, Chris Sargent for your top 10. Anthony Strickland, Rob Higgs, Robert Altman, Joshua King, Matt Bryant, Carl Fitz, David Riddle, Rachel Sullivan, and then back to the rest of the field here. Bring up just a couple more cars. 19th, Dalton Smith, Robert White in 20th, Matt Ulmer in 21st, Timothy Presley, unfortunately, finishing back there in last. So, yeah, it's a great race here tonight to go 100 laps. From the beginning to the end, dominated by Tom Lanier. Something happened at the end, not quite sure what. I see somebody was having some issues with VR and whatnot. So, tough break there for 69 of Robert White. So.
In the meantime, Jimmy, we should probably hop over to their chat over there and
be
bring them for their interview. So I will meet you over there.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna switch. They're probably wondering where we're at. That would work. I had to. That's a
little more like it right there. As we'll get the top three here in for their interviews. Want to send a shout out again to the Cook family and mainly Tracy Cook and her road to recovery, and thoughts and prayers certainly from the CRN family to the Cook family as well. But we will get our top three now in for their interviews. Third place here tonight. Unfortunately, the man that dominated the race here and looked like he was going to walk away to a victory, lapped nearly the entire field. But Tom, I gotta ask you, what happened there? Was it computer issues that you pulled down the bottom of the track, or was it you just didn't feel like winning here tonight?
It certainly was not the latter. Yeah, I really appreciate it. A lot of fun tonight. You had a third place finish out of the night, so it's hard to be too upset. But I came out, I did what I wanted to do, qualified first, felt really solid. Obviously, that showed. I was really enjoying myself. Able to save my tires and still hold good speed. Do all the right things, but when your monitor goes black on you, hey, there's not too much you can do. So luckily, I kind of had a feel for where I was getting into pit road. I was afraid I was going to put it in the grass and spin out, which I'm glad I didn't do. So I had enough awareness to get out of the way and park it, and then. It's so annoying. You just reset really quick, and it's like, hey, we're back at it again. All right.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you almost kind of pulled down perfectly on the apron, let everybody go by. That's why, I joked about, you didn't feel like winning. It almost seemed like that's what the case was. It's like, all right, I led a bunch of laps. I had a big lead here. I know I would have won down to win. I'm going to let somebody else win. I'm just going to pull down on the apron here real quick. So I wasn't sure exactly what was going on, but a black monitor, you can't really see where you're going, and Rockingham is as tough as it is. So I don't think I'd want to drive this thing blind. So either way, it sucks that you come home in third here, but at least you come home in third in the top three after everything that went on here for you. So congrats on the top three. Who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Yeah, give a shout out to our sponsors, Meats and Sweets, Backbone Candle Company, Mid-Tier Racing, Marty's iRacing Paint Shop, Pinups for Vets, of course, Hold Your Brakes Academy, and then tonight for Bo and Tracy Strong, we're all here for fun, but we also are here to support each other. So it was cool to be a part of that with the Mid-Tier guys and the rest of the guys. It wasn't just Mid-Tier, and have that on the car to support his family. Wish him the best.
Absolutely appreciate the shout outs there, and I know they do as well. So congrats again on the third place. We'll let you go celebrate. We'll see you next week for the All-Star race.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it, guys.
is driver of the 99. Should have been maybe the winner here tonight, but well, the monitor said no, you're going to go ahead and lose this one on purpose. So he's going to come home in third. The man that came home in second definitely had a chance at second place early on in the race, and that second turned into a battle for first. Is going to be the 48 of Jeremiah Grau.
Hey, Jeremiah, Jimmy, and Carl, up in the booth. You copy?
How are y'all tonight?
Not too bad. Welcome to the booth, and obviously a great race for everybody out there tonight, going pretty much green the whole way. You finished in P number 2. Had a chance for maybe the lead, and it looked like a lap car couldn't make up their mind. Here, you guys made the same decision at the same time, kind of slowing you up just a little bit. So, give us a little rundown of your race and how it was to the end. And do you think maybe you could have caught Jeremy there at the end if that last little bit didn't happen to you?
I honestly don't know if I could have caught Jeremy. That track just changed all throughout the race. I was getting tight. I don't know, man. I didn't really want to talk about that lapped car in my interview. I didn't want to think about it, but we'll get over it. We'll go to next week.
Well, coulda, shoulda been is now in the past, and I guess that's one way to look at it. But yeah, next week all-star race, so a little bit of fun out there for everybody. No points on the line, so hoping to see you back out there up front again, getting yourself a nice great run as you lead the points coming in tonight, and it looks like you're gonna still lead the points leaving here tonight as well. So I want to say congratulations to your achievements so far this season, and give you a little bit of time for any shouts about having at number 48.
I just want to thank all the sponsors that put on this: Marty's iRacing Paint Shop, Pinups for Vets, Meats and Sweets. My mom and dad are watching. My 2 grandparents are watching. I love all of them. Can't wait for next week.
Well, again, thank you for the shout outs as always. Again, congratulations, and go celebrate this one with your friends and family.
See y'all.
Yes, sir.
That is your second place finisher here tonight, the 48 of Jeremiah Grau. Top spot here tonight, and the man that you knew the entire race long that this was in the bag for the 4 of Jeremy Gill. Jeremy, no sweat out there tonight. Easy win for you.
Oh yeah, so easy. No, I was fretting. I really hate that for whatever happened to Tom. I really do, man. He had this race in the books.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out perfectly. I mean, you're up there in second, so you had to put yourself in that spot to begin with. But Tom's just decided, I don't want to win this race. I'm going to pull over for Jeremy, and then Jeremiah just like, I don't feel like battling here to the end. I'm just going to get caught up with a lap car here at the end and just give it to him easily. I mean, what kind of money you toss around there amongst the teams or amongst the league here? I mean, you got to pay off a lot of people here to get this win.
I'm not talking about that. Let's not repeat that ever again. No, it was definitely.
You're in the trust tree here. We can delete this interview out.
No, it was definitely luck of the draw tonight. I really didn't have the speed to keep up with Tom, man. Like he had, I think it was like the 12, 14 second lead. I had nothing for him. It was just luck of the draw. Like I said, I hate it for Tom, but I will gladly take this win. Barry, we're back in victory lane, bud.
Certainly, and took a little bit, but good to see that 4 back in victory lane. And you came in the night 6th place in the points, first win on the season, going to help you out. Now you get to let your hair down a little bit next week with the All-Star race. How do you think these trucks are going to handle North Wilkesboro?
Really not sure. I'm really not sure, to be honest with you. I know these trucks are like driving a boat, so I can't answer that. I wish I could.
Well, I guess we're going to find out. I mean, you guys just get to go out there and have fun regardless. No points on the line next week. Then 2 weeks from now is when we'll head out to Talladega to get the next points race on the line. But congrats on the win here. You get a win here in the first half and maybe set you up for a good second half run, maybe towards that championship. But before we let you go here tonight, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
A big shout out to the team. They always standing behind MTR. Great group of people. Like I always say, week in and week out. We race with friends. We don't race for wins. We race for friends. I'd like to give a shout out to Meats and Sweets, Backbone, Kennel Company, MIPS, Marty, iRacing Paint Shop, Pinup for Vets, and the Academy itself. Over the years, we've seen amazing growth and seen people come racing up front now. I'd also like to say something. Tracy, if you're listening to this, you were a major part of my life. I haven't ever forgotten about you and all the lessons that you taught me growing up. I love you, and I cannot wait to see you again. I'm so happy and proud of you. And Bo. I'd like to give a shout out to Bo. He's been going through it, man. So And thank you, Shane, for helping Bo and staying in his corner. And you two feed off each other. So thank you for staying strong with Bo. Y'all love.
Well, certainly an emotional win there for you. So I'm sure they all appreciate the shout outs. And as we've said before, our thoughts and prayers go out to the Cook family and love to hear that she got the transplant that she so well needed and deserved, and she can now fight on the road to recovery. So definitely take some time, celebrate this one, certainly with a heavy heart, and we will get back to racing next week with you guys.
Oh yeah, where are we at? North Wilkesboro?
North Wilkesboro, yeah. You get to have a little fun. You get to have a little fun. No need to practice. Just show up.
Man, that's one thing about our group, man. We practice almost all week for these races, so we come prepared. So I got a little bit of figuring out to do with a short track. So, hey, y'all have a wonderful rest of your broadcast. Appreciate y'all and what y'all do for us here at Hold Your Brakes.
Absolutely, buddy. That is your winner here tonight, the 4 of Jeremy Gill, and certainly the practice all week paid off here tonight. Green to checkered here for the boys and girls here of the Hold Your Brakes Academy, presented by PinUpsForVets.com. As the drivers mentioned, thank you to our sponsors, PinUpsForVets.com, Meats and Sweets, Mid-Tier Racing, Backbone Candle Company, SM Racing Products, and everybody that keeps the lights on here at Hold Your Brakes Academy. Thank you to Shane and all the admins and the background that keep all the drivers in line as well, one way or another. But that's going to do it here for us tonight. Again, plenty of racing left this week on CRN. But for myself and Jimmy from The Rock, we'll see you at the track.
Peace.